Have you ever felt like you were caught in an emotional storm? Times of anger, worry, fear. These emotions can come suddenly and intensely, like a storm ravaging the mind, causing us to lose control. Emotions are an essential part of life, but they can become our enemies if we don't know how to manage them. You may have experienced moments when anger made you say things you later regretted, or when anxiety kept you awake night after night. Emotions, whether positive or negative, can lead us astray if we don't know how to manage them. Imagine, you're standing in the midst of a violent storm, surrounded by strong winds and high waves crashing onto the shore. You feel panic, disorientation, not knowing what to do. But now, imagine you can stand still in the eye of the storm, unmoved, fearless, simply observing everything around you. That is the ability to master emotion. The ability to remain calm and composed no matter what is happening around you. And this is precisely what the philosophy of Stoicism offers. Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It's an art of living, a way of viewing the world, not through the lens of emotions, but through the lens of reason and understanding. Stoicism has existed for over 2,000 years, but its lessons remain as relevant today as ever. In today's rapidly changing world, we need more than ever to learn how to maintain our calm and master our emotions. Losing control of emotions can lead us to make poor decisions, ruin relationships, and miss opportunities. But if we learn to master our emotions, we can turn challenges into opportunities, transform difficult moments into valuable lessons. In this video, we will explore the principles and techniques of Stoicism, helping you not only master your emotion, but also build a strong mindset, face life's challenges. To start, let's delve into the art of mastering emotion, according to Stoic philosophy. Let's explore the core principles that helped Stoic philosophers live a life of peace and resilience in the face of all changes. Part 1. Stoicism, the art of mastering emotions. Stoicism, a philosophy originating from ancient Greece, is built on the foundation of calmness and reason. Stoic philosophers believe that it is not external events that determine our emotions, but how we interpret them. This means that if you change the way you perceive a problem, you can change your emotion. This is a powerful concept. A reminder that we have the power to control our emotions by changing our thoughts and attitude. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers and also a Roman emperor, wrote in his work Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This is not just advice, but a powerful tool to help us face daily challenges. Consider a simple example. When someone insults you, feelings of anger arise. Typically, we might react immediately, perhaps by retaliating, arguing, or holding on to the resentment inside. But Stoic philosophy advises us to pause and reflect. Why am I angry? Is this really that important? Is it within my control? If you realize that your emotion is merely a reaction to someone else's words, something beyond your control, you will see that maintaining calm and not letting emotions dictate your actions is a wiser choice. Stoic philosophers do not advise us to suppress emotions rigidly, but to learn to recognize them, understand them, and then decide whether they deserve to dictate our action. This requires practice and high self-awareness, but the reward is freedom from unnecessary negative emotion. Now, let's dive into the core principles of Stoicism that help us effectively master emotion. The first principle is to focus on what you can control. Part 2. Core principles of Stoicism. Principle 1. Focus on what you can control. Focusing on what you can control is one of the most fundamental principles of Stoicism. The world around us is always changing, with thousands of things happening that we cannot control. The weather, others' actions, or even our own fleeting thought. but we can control how we respond to these things. When we learn to focus on what is within our control, we stop wasting energy on things that cannot be changed. This helps reduce stress and brings inner peace. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. In challenging moments, he often asked himself, "Is this within my control?" If the answer was no, he would let go of his worries about it. This helped him maintain calmness and clarity even in the most challenging times. For example, in everyday life, there are times when you encounter situations beyond your control. Getting stuck in traffic on your way to work, colleague not cooperating, or an unfair criticism. Instead of getting angry or worried, remind yourself that you cannot control these things. You can only control how you react, maybe by staying calm, finding a solution, or simply accepting and moving forward. Next, after understanding that not everything is within our control, another important step is to learn how to separate ourselves from our emotion. Let's see how this principle works. Principle 2. Separate yourself from your emotion. Stoicism encourages us not to identify ourselves with our emotions. Emotions are a natural part of being human. We don't have to let them dictate all our actions. When you realize that emotions are just temporary reactions and do not reflect your true nature, you will find it easier to control them. Think of emotions as clouds in the sky. They come and go, constantly changing. You don't need to get swept away by these clouds. Maintain objectivity and observe your emotions from a distance. When you feel angry or anxious, try asking yourself, "Why do I feel this way? Does this emotion truly reflect reality, or is it just a fleeting reaction?" There's a story about Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, when he faced the loss of a loved one. Instead of allowing himself to be overwhelmed by grief, he chose to view his emotions from an objective standpoint. He asked himself, "Is this within my control?" and realized that grief is a natural part of loss, but he didn't have to let it dictate his entire life. And once we've understood how not to identify ourselves with our emotions, the next step is to use reason, guide our action. Let's explore the principle of living according to reason. Principle 3. Live according to reason. Epictetus taught, "It is not things that trouble us, but our opinions of things." This means we have the power to choose how to react to everything. Let reason guide your action, not fleeting emotion. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, is this reaction based on understanding and reason? Or is it just an impulsive response from emotion? By asking such questions, you will learn to think before acting, which will help you avoid making mistakes. For example, when you receive a message from a colleague with a harsh tone, your initial emotion might be anger or frustration. However, instead of reacting immediately, pause and think, is this reaction based on reason? Am I perhaps misunderstanding their intent? Use reason to consider before reacting, and this will help you maintain good relationships and avoid unnecessary conflict. Once you've used reason to guide your action, the final principle that helps us maintain emotional balance is seeking inner peace. Let's explore this principle. Principle 4. Seek inner peace. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to worry about the past." Lightly. This means that to find inner peace, we need to learn to live in the present moment. The past is gone and cannot be changed. Future hasn't arrived and cannot be controlled. Only the present is real. Focus on what you can do right now to improve your situation and find contentment within. Stoicism encourages us to live a simple life, not dominated by material desires or fame. Seek peace from within by living true to your values and principles. When you know you are living a meaningful life, you will feel happy and content, no matter what is happening around you. At this point, we have a clearer understanding of the core principles of Stoicism that help in mastering emotions. Now, let's explore some practical techniques you can apply to everyday life to put these principles into practice. Part 3. Stoic Techniques for Mastering Emotions. Technique 1. Pause before reacting. One of the simplest yet most effective Stoic techniques is to pause before reacting. When strong emotions arise, like when you receive a message that irritates you, instead of reacting immediately, take a pause, breathe deeply, and count to 10. This creates a gap between your emotions and your actions, giving you time to think more carefully before making a decision. This is a technique that anyone can apply, and it will help you avoid negative and unnecessary reactions. For instance, during an important meeting, if someone sharply criticizes your opinion, your initial reaction might be anger or defensive. But try pausing, taking a deep breath and thinking, will this reaction benefit me? What can I say to keep the discussion on a constructive path? By doing so, you not only avoid conflicts, but also demonstrate professionalism and composure. Once we know how to pause before reacting, another technique to maintain objectivity in our emotions is to view emotions from an outsider's perspective. Let's see how this technique works. Technique 2. View emotions from an outsider's perspective. Imagine yourself as an outsider, examining your emotions from a distance. This helps you view everything more objectively and not get swept up in the emotional whirlwind. When you feel anger or sadness, try imagining yourself as a good friend observing your situation. What advice would you give that friend? This helps you assess the situation more objectively and find a more reasonable solution. Practical example is when you've just had a stressful day at work and faced criticism from your boss. Instead of reacting with negative emotions, try seeing the situation from an outsider's perspective. Did I actually make a mistake? Or is the boss just trying to help me improve? This not only helps you maintain a positive attitude, but also improves workplace relationship. Next, a technique that helps us better understand our emotions and how they influence our actions is journaling. Let's explore the power of journaling in managing emotions. Technique 3. Journaling to explore emotions. Journaling is an excellent way to explore and understand your emotions more deeply. Every day, take a few minutes to write down what you are feeling and thinking. This not only helps you identify the root cause of your emotion, but also allows you to track your progress in mastering your emotion. Write down the situations that made you uncomfortable, how you reacted, and how you could have reacted better in the future. Seneca, famous Stoic philosopher, regularly wrote in his journal to reflect on and improve himself. He wrote about his mistakes, the negative emotions he experienced, and how he could learn from those experiences. You can do the same to better understand yourself and improve your emotional control. And once we know how to use journaling to understand our emotions, another technique that helps us mentally prepare for difficult situations is premeditating adversity. Let's explore this technique. Technique 4. Premeditation of adversities. Premeditatio malorum. Premeditatio malorum is the technique of mentally preparing for the worst-case scenarios. By imagining potential adversities in advance, you won't be shocked when they actually happen and can remain calm. Take time to visualize the worst-case scenarios and how you would handle them. This doesn't mean you are wishing for bad things to happen, but you are preparing your mind to face them in the best possible way. For example, before an important presentation, you might imagine all the things that could go wrong. Projector fails, audience isn't paying attention, or you get asked a difficult question. By imagining these in advance, you will feel more confident and prepared to face any situation. And finally, a technique that helps us maintain emotional balance and find inner peace is meditation and deep breathing. Let's explore this technique. Technique 5. Meditation and deep breathing. Meditation and breathing exercises are powerful tools for reducing stress and creating emotional balance. When you feel stressed or anxious, try sitting down, closing your eyes, and focusing on your breath. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Hold for a few seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. Imagine that each breath is a wave of calm entering your body, bringing relaxation and peace. Practicing meditation regularly will help you improve focus, reduce stress, and find inner peace. People who meditate daily often report feeling calmer, less affected by the stresses around them, and more capable of facing challenges with clarity. You don't need to meditate for hours. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a significant difference. With all these techniques, you now have powerful tools to master your emotions and find inner peace. But how do you apply these techniques to everyday life? Let's continue exploring in the next Part 4. Applying Stoic Philosophy to Daily Life. Stoic philosophy is not just theoretical. It's a way of life that can be applied to everyday living. By practicing these techniques, you can gradually master your emotions and build a resilient mindset to face any challenge. Start with small steps, such as daily journaling to track your emotions, or morning meditation to start the day with a calm mind. These small changes can make a big difference in your life. 1. 7-Day Challenge. Choose one Stoic technique that resonates most with you and commit to practicing it daily for a week. Record the changes in your emotions and how you respond to situations. You will be surprised at the results you achieve. Key is to be patient and persistent. No change happens overnight, but with each small step you are getting closer to your goal of mastering your emotion. 2. Seek community. Stoicism is not a solitary journey. Finding support from a community can help you go further. Join groups or online communities about Stoicism to learn and share experiences with others. This not only keeps you committed in your learning journey, but also creates a supportive and growth-oriented environment. 3. Read and learn more. There are many books and materials on Stoicism that you can read to deepen your understanding of this philosophy. Some classic books include Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Letters from a Stoic by Seneca, and The Enchiridion by Epictetus. Reading and learning more about Stoicism will give you deeper insights and help you apply it more effectively to your life. With all this knowledge and these techniques, you now have powerful tools to master your emotions and live a more meaningful life. Start applying them today and feel the change. Wrapping up. Mastering emotions is a journey, not a destination. It is a continuous process of learning, practicing, and self-improvement. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with small steps, be patient with yourself, and remember, every small step is a success. Stoicism not only helps you control your emotions, but also helps you live a more meaningful and happier life. Begin this journey today and discover the true power within you. You can master your emotion. You can become a modern Stoic philosopher. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell to never miss our upcoming videos on Stoicism and how to live more meaningfully every day.